What do you do if, despite your best efforts, technology just doesn't want to cooperate and things go horribly wrong? Greetings, people of the internet. I'm Scott with Serkworks Art Labs. Welcome to the underground laboratory where we create robots, alien zombies, and other imminent threats to humanity. And sometimes in doing so, especially if we're working digitally or if we're, using technology, things don't always go our way. Technology often fails. So we have to think, well, what do we do in a situation like that? So I'm going to go back. We're going to go up here to the paralleloscope in a minute and check in back when I was working kind of on remote, off-site, outside of the underground lair, and we had some kind of major problems with getting some things set up, and almost didn't happen, but if there's a will, there's a way, and I think that's kind of the story behind this. So even if you have to go back to traditional methods or whatever, don't let technology hold you back, because there's usually always another way you can do that. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to go up here to the paralleloscope and see what's going on. Hey, so I'm here in my car. I am getting ready to head out to the convention for work. It's basically everything at my day job, what everything leads up to. All the artwork that I've been working on and everything is going to be released, and everyone's going to see it. And these people go crazy over this stuff. It's kind of crazy. It's very different from what the stuff that you guys see. But anyway, so yeah, we're unleashing or releasing our catalog, or actually two catalogs. Our big catalog for the year, and also a holiday catalog. This seems kind of early for holidays, but that's kind of how this thing works. But anyway, so it's just this big event and everything, hundreds of people, and doing it at a resort. So I'm getting ready to head over to the resort, but I'm gonna have a lot of off time. I'm not gonna be working the whole time. So, and there's other stuff to do there too. They've got like a big water park and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully I get my kids over there and we'll do some of that stuff on one of the days. But besides that, yeah, I want to get some other work done, and I want to do the art casters, which we do every week. I do with Joshua Kimball. So I've got, and I don't have a laptop, so I've got in the back I've got my my desktop computer and my Intuos tablet and microphone and webcam, and hopefully I'm not forgetting everything. I brought all this stuff. It said on the website for this resort that there is it said internet and Wi-Fi, so I'm assuming that means when they say internet and Wi-Fi, I'm assuming they have something other than just Wi-Fi. So I brought an Ethernet cable, so I'm hoping I can plug all that stuff in and we'll be good to go for art casters. But who knows, when you're dealing with like this kind of stuff, you never know what to expect, so I'm hoping for the best.
Alright, so this is the resort, and look at this line. It wraps around almost like the whole lobby. So yeah, I guess I gotta get in this line.
Alright, so this is the hotel room that I'm going to be staying at, and let's see, so I'm going to try to set up like a mobile setup right here on this desk. I don't see, there's some USB ports and plugs, but I don't see Ethernet. Oh, okay, there's a modem or a router down there, so okay, maybe that'll work. So we'll see if I can get everything set up here. And yeah, it's not a bad hotel. Should be comfy for the 3 nights that I'm staying here. All right, so now I gotta unpack and get the computer set up. All right, so they're supposed to have a mini fridge, so that looks like Snickers and Pringles. Yeah, that stuff can get expensive. Let's see, oh, here's the fridge. So we got, all right, so it's stocked, but I can put my own stuff in there. So they got like the little airplane bottles of alcohol. Like I said, that stuff gets expensive, so I brought my own. I'll just put my own stuff. Hopefully they know what's theirs and what's mine, because I don't want to be charged for something I brought myself. I don't know, maybe it's time I got a laptop. So, got my computer here, this is everything. I gotta put it together, and hopefully I can get this thing connected, because I gotta do art casters from here. Now by the time you're watching this, if art casters happen successfully, that means that it worked. Because this will probably go up afterwards. But yeah, let's see. Okay, so here is my mobile setup. And wouldn't you know, I forgot my Ethernet cable, so I don't have internet. But luckily there's an electronics store right across the way, so I should be able to get one of those fairly easy. But man, I swore I packed that thing. But yeah, so this should work, and hopefully we get everything up and running so we can do art casters, and I can get some work done when I'm not doing my other day job work.
Taking a break to get a bite for dinner at this place, Rusto's Roost. It's kind of a cool place. It's built on a mountaintop, so it's got a really nice view and everything. And there's this bull. It says Horny the Bull, and it's been Horny the Bull since when I was a kid, so I'm pretty sure it's not the same bull. But anyway, let's kind of go in and see. So I guess they do have free Wi-Fi, so if I can't connect through the hotel, maybe I can come here and do it. But yeah, just a really cool place, and you know, I've been here as a kid, and every once in a while I'll come back and everything, but it's kind of fun. It's, you know, just sort of a, you know, barbecue place, and just kind of cool atmosphere, and it's got a really good view, great menu, ton, you know, if you love barbecue, and there's even a slide in it. You can, I wish I took footage of that, but you can go and actually, to get down, you can either take the stairs or slide down to get to where you eat, which is kind of cool. Not too many restaurants have a slide in them. So, but yeah, that's a pretty fun place, and you know, here's the menu, of course. Ooh, the menu, wow. No, but good stuff, and then you can kind of see the view here as it overlooks the city of Phoenix. It's kind of nice. It was a little too hot out, so we couldn't eat outside in the patio, but when it's cooler, it is nice to sit out there and have taken the view. And this is just getting ready for another dinner at the convention. That logo up there is a logo I designed. That's the logo for the convention for work, and you can kind of see now it's kind of filling up and everything, just getting ready for the whole festivities and everything. So pretty cool. Yeah, everything went really well. Oh, so we launched our holiday catalog. Now it's nowhere near December, but you can see that when we come out, they've got all this food laid out, you know, all this kind of holiday snacks and things, and my work really, they're really big on presentation. So anytime we walk out of a session, they'll have like food out there for us, and it's pretty cool. And of course, there's, you know, at the end, there's a, you know, a big party, and they've got, you know, dancing and all that stuff, which I don't that much of a dancer myself, but it's fun.
Hey, so just touching base again, the convention went really well. As far as day job part of it. Now, here's the thing, if you watch the Artcasters, you know, that didn't go quite according to plan. Despite my best efforts, I just could not get a decent connection. You know, there was actually no Ethernet. There was an Ethernet cable, but it didn't work. I called the technical support for the hotel and everything, and they said that wasn't included, even though I don't know why they have that there, you know, the actual port there if it doesn't work. But so yeah, they said it was for conferencing or something like that, so I don't know what that means. But anyway, so then I ran up to, luckily there was a electronics store right across the way, so I ran up there, and I got one of the little Wi-Fi adapters, the USB that you plug in and you get Wi-Fi, and the guy I talked to said, you know, this is, I supposedly I got a decent one that was supposed to work for streaming. It did not work. It worked for the internet, so I did have internet while I was up there, so that was good because I had to get some work and stuff done like that. But yeah, no, that I could not do the Artcasters that way, so I had to use my phone, which, you know, it was a good backup. I mean, it probably didn't look as great, you know, but that's okay. Sometimes you just gotta put things out there. I'll probably talk a little bit more about this in a minute, but anyway, like I said, convention went really well. We launched the catalog here. I'll kind of show you. So this is the big catalog we launched, and if anyone's curious what I do at the day job, so I do a lot of stamp designs. I'd illustrate this. This was the big hit. This is the sloth guy that I did. And so yeah, last year, see if I can find the one from last year. Where is it? Oh yeah, so last year I did this llama, and this llama was a huge hit, so I wanted to do something similar. So I did the sloth, and yeah, I mean, I do all kinds of stuff. Like, here's some stuff that's a little more my speed, you know, kind of some of the geeky stuff you see there. Let's see, you know, the space stuff. But anyway, I do all kinds of stuff, and then also this is the holiday catalog. So yeah, it's fun. It's nice to get paid to draw. Oh, here's some fun ones I did. These little monster guys. Love drawing monsters, and there's some skeletons and stuff like that. I love the Halloween stuff. I think the Halloween, Halloween, and then some of the other stuff. The kids stuff is kind of my favorite. But anyway, so yeah, it went well. I actually got to do a lot of some of the amenities and things out there. They have a huge water park. My kids and my girlfriend came one night and stayed, and we did all that kind of stuff when I had some time off and everything. So that was super fun. Everything was paid for, which is cool, except for some of the, obviously I had to pay for my kids' meals and things like that. So man, that stuff gets pricey at these resorts, but yeah, so it's almost like a mini vacation, which was pretty cool, even though I was working most of the time. But yeah, it's and I wish I would have there was tons of cool stuff there that I could have filmed. I showed you some of the stuff, some of the food and everything they had there. There was even more than sort of that Christmas thing that you kind of saw. But anyway, so yeah, it was pretty fun. So that's a nice thing to kind of do every year. I got to get back to doing the robots, the aliens, the zombies, and all that kind of cool stuff. So got to keep that balance. But yeah, so I think I want to talk about the whole technology thing and kind of how to have a sort of a backup plan just in case, because you can never really fully count on that kind of stuff. So let's talk about that.
So something that I said before on video, and I've been quoted as saying in regards to my career as an artist, is that I don't really have a plan B, meaning that, really art is the only thing I'm really good at. I've worked other kind of jobs in the meantime, like, construction and things like manual labor and stuff like that. But as far as other skills, really the art's the only thing I've ever really been good at. So, and I kind of attribute that to the reason why I continue to be able to find work, because I don't really have an option, and what do I do if I can't? So somehow that helps my hustle or whatever. Now, whether that's good advice to give, I don't know. But when it comes to technology, I definitely think you should have a plan B. Because if you're a digital artist, what happens if your computer breaks down or something? Do you have something else to another computer or a laptop or a friend that you can go to, or even access to a library or a Kinko's or something that you can get that work done? Because especially if you're working for clients, things like your computer not working or whatever, that's just not going to cut it. So you have to have some way, and a lot of people don't. That's kind of what's scary. And I've been in that situation before. Now, currently I have two computers. I just recently got a new one, and I still have the old one, which isn't, it's got its issues and everything, but in a pinch, if I need to, I can go to that. Now, some people have their desktop computers and a laptop. Some people might have an iPad or whatever, but whatever it is, you need to have some sort of way if your computer needs to go in the shop or whatever. What do you do in a situation like that? So something definitely to think about. And the other thing is, I post a lot of videos on, things having to do with traditional art. So I talked once about that whole controversy with the Inktober and everything, and how I kind of thought that it's probably a good idea to do it in ink, because I think that's kind of what it was set out for, and I got some pushback, and there's definitely some controversy, and people have difference of opinions with that, and that's fine. But I've done other videos, like my art hack videos, where I talk about all the different art hacks, and those are for traditional artists mostly doing comics, because really it's kind of hard to do an art hack video on digital stuff, because it's all just a bunch of shortcuts and things like that. So anyway, I do those, and then I get people in the comments are like, well, if you just work digital and everything, and it's kind of weird, because I do about 90% of my work digitally, and I know you guys probably don't see that as much on the channel, because a lot of what you see are me doing sketches or whatever, but most of the work that I do, you saw it earlier in the video, all the work that I do in my day job, and most of the work that I do with my prints and all that kind of stuff, that's all digital. So I don't know where people kind of get the idea that I'm against digital or whatever, because that's just not true, and I don't know why people seem to look at this as black and white, like you know, oh, you can only be a digital artist or you can only be a traditional artist. You can't kind of straddle that line. But for whatever reason, you know, people do want to take these sides, and to me that's kind of ridiculous. But what I would say is, you know, if what happens if you are a digital artist and something happens with technology and you can't get something done? Is there I mean, are you comfortable enough? Are you sharpening your skills and everything enough that if you need to do something traditionally, and I think if you draw or whatever, you can probably draw whatever way, but sometimes you get rusty in it and you get kind of complacent, or you get used to doing something a certain way, and you kind of lose some of the, I've talked to some people that all do digitally, and when they go to sketch in their sketchbook, it's like, oh man, it's been a while, I'm a little rusty, you know, that type of thing. So, you know, that's another thing to think of. If for whatever reason your digital, you know, whatever process you're using to create stuff digitally, if that's put on hold or whatever, or if you run into a roadblock or something like that, is that something you can switch over to do traditionally? Because I think we all need to really think about that and prepare for that type of thing. Now, when I did this thing at the resort, I brought all my computer equipment. I had everything planned out. I had a list and all that kind of stuff just to make sure I had all my stuff. And I brought my Ethernet cable. I thought I did that. I did forget, but it was on my list. But it doesn't matter. I went to this store and got another one. There's an electronics store right there. But also I brought a little Wi-Fi USB adapter just in case. So that was sort of a backup if I didn't have the Ethernet connection, which I didn't. Now, then I plugged that thing in, and that was one that came with like a cheap computer that I got. The computer was like $100. It was just for my kids to go online and type, you know, do homework or whatever. So that was probably not a very good little Wi-Fi thing. So I had to go back to the store, return the Ethernet cable, get a better Wi-Fi USB adapter. I brought that back, plugged it in, and I got internet, but the internet wasn't, I guess it wasn't powerful enough to do streaming. So in the end, I had to use my phone. So I went through all these different stages. So it wasn't just one backup. I mean, I had there was a line of things that, well, if this doesn't work, then I can do this or this or this. Now, this was just to get an art cast out, which to me is important. You know, I know people watch that and people are kind of hoping that we put one out every week. And it's not the end of the world if that doesn't happen. Now, if you're working for a client, that's a little different because you know, there's money and jobs and things like that on the line. So you gotta kind of have, you know, a series of what ifs into place if things aren't going so smoothly. So anyway, it all worked out. I went on my phone. It wasn't the optimal thing. It didn't, but you know, it ended up. It was okay in the end. You know, we got the thing out, and everyone was able to watch the Artcasters and everything, so it wasn't a big deal. But you know, I had to go through all this stuff, and you know, I was kind of prepared for that to happen. So that's something I just want you guys to think about when you know, if you do want to be a professional artist or whatever, you know, always kind of have that backup, because we don't know, you know, technology is kind of a fickle thing, and you don't know when it's going to work, whether it's internet access or whatever. So if you have access, if there's somewhere else you can go to get internet access or whatever, kind of keep that in mind. Okay, so those are some of my experiences, some of my trials and tribulations when it comes to technology failing, and just kind of trying to find another way to get things working so that we don't have to just like cancel things outright or whatever like that. So yeah, I want to know, what do you guys do? Do you guys have like one thing, and if that doesn't work, then it's just all over? Or do you have sort of a plan B, a backup plan or whatever? Let me know in the comment section. I will talk to you guys later. That is all. Hey everyone, thanks for joining me here in the Art Lab. There's a lot of other great content on the channel, so click that subscribe button and you won't miss a thing. If you're an aspiring evil genius, visit Serkworks.com for all your mad science supply needs. And if you want to contact me, hit me up in the comments section or follow me on social media. I'm looking forward to it. I'll see you then.